So the molar mass of water, so 1 mole of water contains 2 moles of H and 1 mole of O. We know that from the subscripts. So let's calculate the molar mass of H2O. We're going to do that together right now. So H2O, I know I have hydrogen. I have 2 hydrogen moles. For oxygen, I have 1. And now we need to go to the periodic table to get the mass of H and the mass of O. So have your periodic table out. I'm going to switch to mine. So hydrogen, mass of 1.01. Oxygen, a mass of 16.00. So hydrogen, 1.01 grams per mole. Oxygen, 16.00 grams per mole. We're going to multiply through. 2 times 1.01, 2.02 grams per mole. Oxygen, 1 times 16.00 is still 16.00 grams per mole. That adds up to 18.02 grams per mole. As a conversion factor, 18.02 grams of water for every 1 mole of water. Or 1 mole of water has a mass of 18.02 grams of water. And again, here we would use this if we were starting with units of moles and we need moles downstairs to cancel. Here we use this if we're starting with units of grams of water and we need grams of water downstairs to cancel. So water has a molar mass of 18.02 grams per mole. We use this to convert between mass and moles or vice versa. So grams to moles or moles to grams, we use molar mass as the conversion. And we have to get the molar mass from the periodic table. Questions? Okay, let's look at example number 1. What is the mass of 2.50 moles of water? So number 1, what are we given? 2.5 moles H2O. 2, what are we trying to find? How many grams of H2O? So 3, what is the conversion factor? Molar mass from the periodic table allows us to convert from moles to grams. And we know this is 18.02 grams of water for every 1 mole of water. And I know that because I solved for the molar mass above. So let's look at this. So our solution map, I have moles of water to convert to grams of water. I'm going to use my molar mass from the periodic table. So I'm starting with the units of moles. So moles of water go downstairs. Grams of water go upstairs. So be specific, not just grams per mole, but grams per mole of what? Because right now we're converting from grams to moles of H2O. Moving forward, we'll convert from sometimes moles of water to moles of hydrogen or moles of water to moles of oxygen. So we need to be specific with our units. And now the numbers. So molar mass, the number in front of the mole is always 1. And that's 18.02 grams. So you can see the conversion factor we're using in this case for our molar mass was 18.02 grams per 1 mole of water, because we're starting with moles of water. So those units need to cancel. We're going to convert to grams of water. So those units go upstairs. So what do we end up with? Now we're going to solve 2.5 moles of water. And I can see in terms of my canceling units, moles of water cancel. I'm left with grams of water, which is what I'm looking for. So on the calculator, 2.5 times 18.02, enter. And I can see I have 2 sig figs. From the periodic table, I have 4 significant figures in the number 18.02. So which is a smaller number, 2 or 4? 2. So my final answer, I want 2 sig figs. So let's get the unrounded answer and then go ahead and round it. 2.5 times 18.02, enter. And I see here I have 45.05. And to 2 sig figs, that would be 45 grams of water. Questions? Let's look at example 2. How many grams of iron are in 1 mole of iron? So I want to convert from moles of iron to grams of iron. And I know I convert from grams to moles or moles to grams always using the molar mass from the periodic table. So looking at our periodic table, we're going to find iron. Iron, we do need to remember, is Fe. It's a metal. And I can see that iron is right here. Molar mass of 55.85 grams per mole. So number 1, we're given 1.000. And the abbreviation for mole is MOL. The E is dropped, of iron, to find how many grams of iron, 3 my conversions. Well, to go from grams to moles or moles to grams of anything, my molar mass of iron, which we said was 55.85 grams of iron for every 1 mole of iron. So we can use that on the conversion factor on the solution map. I'm starting with moles of iron, so those units go downstairs. I want to get grams of iron, so those units go upstairs. Moles of Fe downstairs, grams of Fe upstairs. 1 mole has a mass of 55.85. And then we're going to multiply 1.000 moles of iron. And I can see that those units will cancel upstairs, downstairs. And I have 4 sig figs and 1.000. Those are all significant. 55.85, this is also 4 sig figs. So I want 4 sig figs in my final answer. And you can see 1 times the molar mass is just going to be the molar mass. 55.85 grams of iron. Questions?